Sometimes you shoot an entire episode of one of these things and you forget that your mic is on push to talk, and you pull up the video to see how well you ended up doing, and there's absolutely no sound, and you have to reshoot it. It's getting late, but it's still technically August 9th, so let's redo episode 9 of RPGaDay 2018. And today's question is, how have RPGs surprised you? And while I have a lot of examples of surprising situations in game, or things where I could say I don't think that I would be this well at social situations, or I don't think that I would have been this well at storytelling or creative writing or those kinds of things if it were not for RPGs, I think I have a really interesting and unique story out of game that is directly the fault of me still being in the RPG hobby. And a way that RPGs have surprised me out of game is I accidentally bumped into someone I hadn't talked to in 8 years because I just happened to be looking for an RPG game. I didn't even know that they would be interested in playing RPGs the first time that I knew them and we were friends. And so we never gamed or anything to that capacity. But I left the country to go live in Korea for a year, and while I was there, my cell phone ended up getting destroyed, and I was out of the country long enough that at the time there was no like Verizon cloud backup of your contacts list or anything, so I completely lost touch with her and all the people that I knew that knew of her. And so I just assumed, all right, that's someone I'll never get back in touch with. Life goes on. People move apart. But about 8 years later, I'm returning from a military deployment, and I'm at home on my leave, enjoying some time off after deployment. And the girlfriend at the time was out of the country, and I didn't really have anything that I felt like doing, so I was just sitting at home knocking out my to-do list on my backlog of Steam games that I finally was getting around to playing, and decided, you know what, I haven't really got to play any RPGs in a while because my last group fell apart because we knew that I was leaving for 6 months. So I'm going to go play some Pathfinder or something. So I pulled up meetup.com and I looked to see if there was any organized play within about an hour or so, and the only thing local was Pathfinder Society. And so I sign up for a Pathfinder Society game, and within about 2 or 3 hours, I get a message on Meetup saying, hey, I see you've signed up for the Pathfinder Society game. Would you be interested in joining a home campaign? My brother's looking to start a home campaign and needs more players, but he's kind of shy, and so he's not started asking folks himself, and I'm kind of shopping around to see who would make good players. And so we go through all the default, like, hey, I'm just meeting you. What do you do for work? What kind of games are you looking to play in? What are your other hobbies? Make sure random person on the internet's not a serial killer type questions. And I'm getting this weird vibe that I've had these kind of conversations before. And I know I've had those kind of conversations with people a lot, but I was getting I've talked to this person before. Like, these answers are very specifically familiar. And so I was texting the girlfriend going like, hey, this conversation's kind of weird. I'm not sure I know this person. Their name isn't a name I recognize, and I have no reason why I would have known this person. They're here in this town, and I know everyone that does X job at this location, and I don't know any of them previously. And their girlfriend thought it was kind of just a funny coincidence, and that I was getting a weird vibe from some weird person on the internet. But I keep getting more and more information from them, and we ended up finding out that, oh, you were at X place. I was at X place. Well, when were you there? Oh, I was there between these 2 dates. Well, that's cool. I was there between these 2 dates, so there was some overlap. We would have been there at the same time. What'd you do while you were there? Oh, well, I did blank. You did blank? I did blank. When did you do that? Oh, we did it at the same time. Wait a minute. Did you ever work here and do this? Yeah, for like 6 months. Me too, for like 6 months. Wait a minute, did you used to be named so and so? Yeah, I got married a couple of years back and I changed my name. So my maiden last name is now my middle name and I have my husband's last name. Oh, that's why I don't recognize your name. I know exactly who you are. You and I sat side by side for 6 months and worked every single day together, and I haven't heard anything from you for 8 years because my phone got destroyed while I was in Korea. That's really weird. And we ended up meeting up and doing a couple of Pathfinder Society games and starting that uh, home game of Pathfinder. And even though half of the group was brand new and had never played RPGs before, it was one of the longest running and definitely the most fun games that I've ever had as far as RPGs are concerned. And it was just a really great campaign. Her brother ended up being a really great GM, and it was really great to bump into somebody that I never thought I would ever see again, all because I happened to be bored of whatever video game I was playing that day and decide, you know what would be cool? Rolling dice and killing some goblins. So that is a very unique way that RPGs have surprised me personally. I'm tacking on an ending of this video to note that the person actually ended up living about 3 streets away, and we were living within walking distance of each other for about 2.5 years and didn't realize that not only were we in the same town, that we were driving past each other's houses every time we went to work. But I appreciate you listening to this video. If you want to see more, subscribe right over there. Check out the whole playlist of the RPGaDay videos up there and the most recent one right up there. Thank you very much.